lovely loony loomers, happy Father's Day to you all and welcome to another extra tutorial that I made for you all, especially for today. Now, I couldn't find the inspiration for a fun Father's Day design of my own this time, so I chose this amazing design over here of this Dreamcatcher, so your father will have sweet dreams when he hangs this in his room. Now, a little while back, a new loomer showed up on Instagram called Loopy Studio 736. And the first thing that he posted were these cute little dream catchers over here. So I just had to snatch them up and make a tutorial for you all, of course. As you might know from the original Stagger Stripe tutorial that I already made for you all, Loopy is a 23-year-old loomer from the US and he has been looming since 2013, so that's quite some time already. As far as this design goes, this is the original design. And once you get the hang of this loony stitch that Loopy taught me, thanks for that. Maybe it's not new for you, but for me it was totally new. Once you get the hang of it, the design is actually pretty easy, so everyone can do it, I promise you. I actually decided to embellish on his designs quite a lot, as you can see here. I totally got obsessed with beading it in all kinds of ways, as you can see over here. And you can keep it as simple as just these, of course, like the original design with some pony beads. You can make it 3 or 4 rings wide, the bigger ones or the smaller ones. I wouldn't advise you to go bigger, but I'll come back to that later. And yeah, just go as crazy or as simple as you want to. I'm actually using mine as bag charms at the moment. And these ones. I am terribly afraid that I'm going to lose some beads. But yeah, I really love the design so much. And it's just a shame to be having them laying on the pile of all the bracelets I made, right? So I'm definitely using mine. I also really like this one, the frozen one. I'm calling it the frozen one because it reminds me of Frozen and it has my most precious bands in it. The glitter white and glitter blues of the old stock of Rainbow Loom. They don't make them like that anymore. So I really love it. Now, as I said, I'm just going to start with the basics and I'm going to show you how you're going to make this one. Just a simple one with these beads, a little bit different charms, a little bit different beads over here. But once you know the basics, you can just freestyle yours like I did with mine. Of course, I'll go slow and steady, as I said, so you can just follow along with me as usual. Stay tuned till the end of the video, because I will tell you all the tags you can use when you post your dream catchers, so me and Loopy get to see them too. And I think that's it, right? Okay, enough dreaming. Let's grab some stuff and let's get looming. To make these dream catchers, you will need your hook, of course. Now, any hook will do, since we will not be needing to slide and turn our design for this one. So it is very straightforward. I'm sticking to my Loomy Loom hook, however, because I really love using that from my hook only bracelets and Loomigurumi and, well, what do we call this? I feel like creations like this and my orchids and such and the more elaborate designs that you might have seen online don't really fall into the Loomigurumi category, right? I feel like the Loomigurumi category are more like the animals or the plushies, the things that you stuff and you can squeeze, right? I'm calling this Loom Art because I feel like it's a work of art and a whole separate category, but that's just my opinion, okay? Anyway, and you'll need some bands, of course. I am going to use these colors right here, and you can choose whatever color you want to, of course, and choose if you want to make one that is 3 or 4 rings big. As you can see here, the difference. This one has 3 rings, right? And this one has 4. Totally up to you. Now for some embellishments. You can go as crazy as you want to, of course. I mean, I just went on a scavenger hunt in my crafting supplies and I even found some bells. I really love this one. This one is hanging on my bag currently. Sometimes it's driving me nuts, but yeah, I really love it. And what I also always do, people always ask me where I get my beads from, and some I just buy online, of course. But what I also do is demolish some bracelets and trinkets I have laying around that I'm not wearing or not using for anything, and just totally destroy them and grab the beads for purposes like this, you know. Or if you go to a dollar store and you see this bracelet for 50 cents, just grab it, cut the string and, you know, use the beads for that. They always come in handy. I did that with this too. These beads are actually from a bracelet I wasn't using anymore. So yeah, I decided to put it on this. I love it. Let me think. I am going to show you how you can use the Ponybeads too, however, because that is the original design, right? So, the technique is pretty much the same as for this one, so you'll be fine. Just follow along with me. What are we going to need as well? Something, of course, to hang your Dreamcatcher with. Now you can just make a slip knot here and to hang it on a nail, or what I did is use these key rings, because that also makes it easier to put it on a bag and a little bit more sturdy. You can use a C-clip or just, a stitch marker, or a C-clip, an S-clip, an easy clip, whatever you have to put it on a bag or whatever. Let me see. I also made this one here, which has one of these clips on it, as you can see, right? And these little bows that I made once, they're on the official Rainbow Loom YouTube. So I embellished that one up top as well. You can go as crazy as you want to, as I already said. Let me think. I think that's it, right? Now please remember, you can always pause the video to catch up, rewind to watch something again, and of course you can always speed me up if I'm going too slow for you. I will be putting timestamps in my video again, so you can jump to certain parts really quick by clicking the chapters below, which comes in really easy because I'm going to show you how we're going to make the heart and one of the rings and the second ring. And then if you want to add an extra ring to that, you have to go back to the beginning of the second ring to add your extra ring. Okay, that should be it. Yeah. Okay, gather some beads, destroy some charms and trinkets, and you can even use feathers. Just make it as crazy as you want to, okay? Daar gaan we! We're going to start by making the heart of our Dreamcatcher first. So this here, the turquoise that you're seeing. Okay, so grab your first color for that. Now this is not a magic ring, what you would kind of expect when you look at this, right? But it's something completely different. It's a special stitch that Loopy taught me. So just look at what I'm doing and follow along, okay? I'll go slow and steady, just follow along with me. The first thing, pretty easy, we're going to be making a triple cap band first. So just place the band on your hook. Give it a twist, put another loop on your hook, give it another twist and put the last loop on your hook. Give you 3 loops, so a triple cap band. And I'm keeping mine in check with my little stitch marker again. I really like putting a clip on my cap band just to identify the loops easier and to keep them together, right? Especially in this design. Now the first thing that we're going to do is just pull through a band in a single stitch. So that means you pull your band through all 3 loops of the cap band and close it up. That's just to get started. That's the first stitch, okay? Now here comes the special stitch. To start that stitch off, the first band that you're going to pull through, you're pulling through all the loops that are on your hook. In this case, there are 2. Keep that end on your hook, and the other end we want to keep for later. So you're going to put that on another finger. I'm putting mine on my middle finger like that. See? So we have the end that we pulled through, that's on my hook, and the other end is on the finger. Now you're going to go put your hook back through the cap band. Part 2 of the special stitch, you just make a regular stitch. So you pull your band through the cap band. I lost it there, and just close it up. Okay, that's just a single stitch. And then you close up the one that you have on your finger, like that. That is a special stitch that we're going to be doing the whole time. Okay, which leaves us with, let me turn it around, 2 stitches here already. We're going to do that 4 more times so that we have a total of 6 of these stitches. Okay, so again, the first one that you're pulling through, you pull through all the loops on your hook, which is 4. From now on, there will be 4. Keep that end that you pulled through on your hook and put the other end on another finger. I always choose my middle finger, that works easier for me. Then you're going to put your hook back through the cap band, grab another band, oh, out of the way you, and just make a single stitch with that. So you pull it through and you close it up. And then you're going to put the one that you have on your finger on your hook as well. Like that. Gives you the 4 loops again and gives us 3 stitches in total. Okay, going to do that 3 more times. First one, we're going to pull through all the loops on our hook. Come here. Keep it on your hook. Put the other end on another finger. Put your hook back through the cap band. All 3 loops, see? The next band is just a single stitch. Make sure that this one doesn't pop off your finger. Make a single stitch, close it up. And put the one that you're saving on your hook as well. Always do it in that order, okay? I'm going to do that 2 more times. Pull your first band through all 4 loops. Come here. Put the other end on your finger. Oops. Put your hook back through the cap band. Make a single stitch. Close it up. And put the one that you're saving on the hook as well. Okay, last time. Going to pull your first band through all the loops on your hook. Put the other end on your finger. Put your hook back through the cap band. Make your single stitch. And close it up like that. Now I'm going to unclip my stitch marker because the last stitch that we're going to do, just to close off this round, you are going to pull that first band through all 4 loops. Put the other end on your finger. But instead of putting it back through the cap band, you're going to pick up that very first stitch that we made here. So not one of the ones that are laying flat here, but that very first one going through the cap band. Okay? Pick up both loops of that. Don't pull a band through, just close it up. Like that. Okay? So you have 4 loops left on your hook now. We closed off this round. Now let me turn it sideways so you can see that we have 6 stitches now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Okay, now to continue. All these inner rings are made the exact same way. The outer ring is different, however, okay? So just choose how many rings you want to make, 3 or 4. And I'm going to make 2 rings with you, and then you can do the third extra one yourself if you want to make a bigger Dreamcatcher, okay? You just go back to the timestamp that says pattern repeat for that, and then we'll do the outer one together again, okay? Now what I also want to mention is that I wouldn't advise you to make a bigger Dreamcatcher with this pattern, so more than the 4 rings, because let me show you. It also depends on what bands that you use, but one with 3 rings, like this one, it lays really nice and flat, you see. But if you choose to use more, so if you make one with 4 rings, you already see that the outer ring warps a little bit, right? It curls up a little bit, as you can see with these bigger bands that I have used here. You can see it better. So I tried making one with 5 rings, but you'll find that your Dreamcatcher won't stay flat if you do that, okay? You need a little bit of a different technique to do that. So I would advise you to just stick with 4 rings at the most, okay? Let me think. Now let me explain what we're doing a little bit. If you take a close look of the pattern of circles, you can see that we have these concentric circles here. You see those stitches laying flat here? And you can see these spokes here, kind of like the spokes of a wheel, you see, tying the circles together. Now, what I did here, for example, is for the regular stitch, I used one color, and for the spokes, I used another. So you can also do that later if you want to, right? I would just stick to one color for now, so you know what I'm doing. You see here, you have these flat laying stitches here, and then for the spokes, I used black. That's tying the circles together. It's kind of like the spokes in a wheel. I already said that, right? Okay, now to continue, grab your next color. I'm going to stick with my pink over here so we can start our first circle. Now, the first band that you pull through every round gets pulled through the 4 loops that are on your hook from the previous round. That is just to get started. So you pull a single stitch through, close it up, and that is actually the first spoke of the wheel that we're going to be making. Okay? Now, what we did with the cap band is we made our special stitches one at a time, but what we're going to be doing now is make a single stitch between our special stitches. So you see the stitches here, which has the spokes of the wheel, right? But there is also a single stitch in between there. So that's the first stitch that we're making now. Just a single stitch, pull your band under both loops on your hook and close it up. That's a single stitch, right? Now we're going to do our special stitch again. So the band that you're going to pull through now is the one that we're going to be saving for later. So you pull it through, keep it on your hook and put the other end on your middle finger or your ring finger, wherever. And now we're going to be picking up our first stitch instead of the cap band. And as you can see here, it is a little bit smaller, of course, but this is also like a wheel with spokes. You see? These are the flat bits here, but there are also loops going through like a flower. And what we want to be picking up is all 4 loops of that special stitch that we made. So if you look from the front here, you see the spoke and you see the stitch, and you want to pick up all 4 loops. Like that. You see what I'm doing? Let me show you that again. So you have your stitch here, and you have your stitch here, the spoke, and you want to pick up all 4 loops. Like that. Now you're going to do part 2 of your special stitch, or you're going to pull through your band and make that single, just like we did with the cap band, and close it up with the band that you have saved for later. That is the special stitch again. Okay? What we're going to do now is add a single stitch, just a plain single stitch, so you pull it under all 4 loops on your hook, close it up, that's just an extra single stitch. Now we're going to do our special stitch again, so you're pulling that band through both loops, keep it on your hook, put the other end on another finger, and now we're going to grab up that whole special stitch again, so all 4 loops. You see, 1 and the 2 stripes here. Okay, so go through the middle of that loop, and then you have 4 loops on your hook. Okay, make your single stitch, close it up, and put the other end on your hook as well. The other loop, I mean, that you were saving. Okay, now we're going to do a single stitch again. And now we're going to do our special stitch again. Pull it through, put the other end on your finger. Oops, not too close, Joyce. Put your hook through all 4 of those loops of that special stitch that you first made of the previous color. So we have 4 loops on our hook now. Make your single stitch and put the end that you were saving on your hook as well. We're going to do this all the way around. Make a single stitch, just a plain single stitch, and our special stitch. Pull it through, put the other end on another finger, and pick up that special stitch of the previous round, all 4 loops. Make sure that you go through that loop and not go under it, which can also happen sometimes. Then you will see that you have 5 loops on your hook, okay? So just keep an eye on it. You want to have 4 loops on your hook, because you want to have the wheel itself and the spoke. Okay? Make your single stitch. I'm probably over explaining again, am I? Close it up. Put the other end of that first stitch on your hook as well. Now make your single stitch. Like that. Close it up. And part 1 of our special stitch. Pull it through, put the other end on another finger, and pick up your special stitch of the previous round. Let me go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I always check. See what happened? I have 5 loops. I picked up the bottom of the other loop accidentally as well. We don't want that, so make sure that you go through the middle and pick up 4 loops like that. Okay, part 2 of our special stitch. Pull it through, close it up, and put the end that you were saving on your hook as well. Now we're going to do our single again, like that. Then part 1 of our special stitch. Pull it through, keep it on your hook, put the other end on your finger. Now as you can see, we run out of stitches to pick up because that first one that we already did, tying the previous round together, is that first spoke, and that is in that first special stitch, right? So what we're going to do now is the same as how we closed up the first round that we made in the heart of the Dreamcatcher. We're going to pick up that first spoke that finishes off the wheel, like that, and just close it up. Don't pull an extra band through, just close it up, like that. As you can see, it ties the whole wheel together and all the stitches are laying nicely together. You see that? That's how we finish a round. Okay, to continue, we're going to have to choose our next color, and I'm sticking to my banana yellow for that. And as I said earlier, the next rings are going to be made the exact same way. So I'm going to show you how you can make this second ring and put a timestamp that says pattern repeat right here, because if you want to make the bigger dream catcher and add your third ring, you're just going to go back to the start of this one here and follow along from there, okay? Otherwise, after we finish this one, just stay hanging there and I will show you how we are going to make the outer ring, okay? Now, as I said before, the first band that we're going to pull through is just to tie the previous round together, and it makes the first spoke of your next round. So you're just pulling that band under the first 4 loops that are on your hook, close it up. So we have our first spoke made. Now you're going to add your single stitch first. Always do that single stitch first, don't forget it. And now you're going to make your special stitch. So you're going to grab another band, pull it through that single stitch, keep it on your hook and put the other end on your finger. And now here is where it's a little bit different from the previous round. Instead of picking up the special stitch, we're going to pick up that single stitch that we made in between, you see? So it's just 2 loops. See? So we added that single stitch every time. So we have our first special stitch here, a single, a special, a single, a special. Okay, so we're going to pick up a single stitch first. And just make your special stitch as you're used to by now. Oops. Make a single stitch. Come here. Close it up. And put the end that you're saving on your hook as well. That's it. Now you're going to make your single stitch first. So you pull your band on all 4 loops and just close it up. And now we're going to make our special stitch again. So you pull your band through those 2 loops. Put the other end on your finger. And the next one that you're going to pick up is that special stitch, so the 4 loops. Okay, so go in, pick up 4 loops. Check if you've done it right. Yes. Part 2 of your special stitch. A single first and then put the band that you're saving on your hook. There we go. Make your single stitch again. See, once you get the hang of it, it's not that hard, right? Just don't forget to put the single stitch in there in between always before you make your special stitch. I kept forgetting that, but this design is very forgiving, so don't worry if that happens and you notice it later. Just finish off the Dreamcatcher. No one will know. Okay, so next, the special stitch, you're picking up a single. Make your single stitch, part 2 of your special stitch, and put the end that you're saving on your hook as well. Don't forget, put your single stitch in between. Pull it through, close it up, grab another band, make your special stitch, so pull it through both loops, put the other end on your finger, and now we get to another special stitch. So we're going to pick up 4 loops. Part 2 of our special stitch. Make your single and close up the one you saved. Make your single stitch again, and we're going to do this all the way around. I'm just going to speed up the video, okay? Make your single stitch, part 1 of your special stitch, and one time you're picking up a special stitch and the next time you're picking up a single, okay? Now we're getting close to the end of this circle, so I am making my single stitch right now, preparing to make my special stitch. So part 1 is pull it through, put the other end on your finger, and as you can see now, we have already picked up this special stitch with our first spoke that tied off the previous round, right? So what we're doing now is pick up only that spoke to finish off our wheel. So put your hook through that. Don't pull an extra band through there. Every time you finish off a round, you do not pull an extra band through, and you pick up the spoke of the first stitch that you made, right? You pick up the first stitch, the first spoke. Close it up, and that's how you finish off a round, okay? Now, I think you got it from here, but if you want to add an extra ring to it, or well, you could choose right now, right? If you want to add an extra ring to it, you can go back to where it says pattern repeat and just follow along with what we've been doing here to add your extra ring. And otherwise, stay hanging here and I will show you how we can add our final ring to it. Okay, so now you're going to have to choose what color you want your last rim to be, your last wheel to be. I'm just going to stick to purple, okay? And this last ring is a little bit different from the rest because we are not going to be putting single stitches in between. The first stitch will be the exact same thing though. You're going to pull that through all 4 loops of your previous ring, your previous color, just to get started. Close it up like that. That is the first spoke. Now your next band is immediately going to be that special stitch, just like we did when we made the heart of the Dreamcatcher. So pull it through the 2 loops, put the other end on your finger and pick up your next stitch. In this case, it's a single one. Oh, I have a little bit of glare, I see. I'm sorry for that. It's super sunny here. Just continue making your special stitch like that. Close it up. There we go. And now we're going to do a special stitch immediately. So do not just pull through a single stitch and close this one up. You're going to put the other end immediately on your finger and pick up your next stitch. In this case, it's one of the special stitches. So I need to pick up 4 loops like that. We're going to do this all the way around. So it's one special stitch after another without an extra single stitch in between. Right? So do not put a single stitch on here now. Just pull your special stitch through those 4 loops. Put the other end on your finger. Pick up your next stitch. In this case, it's the single. And make your special stitch immediately. Finish it up. Oh. Close it up. And immediately make your special stitch again. So no single here, just your special. Like that. Pick up your next stitch. And finish it up. Oh, the glare is a bit annoying, I think, guys. I'm sorry for that. Sometimes it's so hard to choose the right colors for a tutorial. So you can actually see what I'm doing, not be blinded or that being too dark or... There, another special stitch. We're going to do this all the way around. So no single stitches in between, only the special stitches. And just pick up one stitch after another until you're finished. Whether you're doing 3 or 4 rings, it remains the same, okay? All the way around. Now, I think that you got it from here. So just finish off your round. When you get to the end, slow down a little bit so I can show you how you finish up this last ring of your Dreamcatcher, okay? I'll meet you back there. Okay, now to finish off your outer ring, you're going to do the same thing as you did with the previous rings. You're just going to make your special stitch, part 1 of it. So pull it through, put the other end on your finger, but you're not going to pick up a stitch because you already picked up this stitch here when we started this round by making that very first spoke, right? So we're picking up that spoke. That's always how you close off a round. And then you put the end that you're saving on your hook as well. And that's it. That closes off the outer ring. And there we have it. A huge part of your Dreamcatcher is already made, right? So now you can choose how you want to finish the top part of your Dreamcatcher, the part that's sticking out where you hang it on. Here I chose to, wait, let me show you first. This is the original design, just a single chain. I think you all know how to make that, right? You just pull your bands through and make a single chain. This is actually also a single chain, but I just pulled through 2 bands instead of 1. I really like that. Now, of course, you can also fishtail that or put a bracelet on there, even if you want to finish it off that way. This one with my little bells, I put some beads on here. See, you can, maybe it's a bit over the top, but I like it. I'm over the top as well, so why not? Here I put some beads on as well. Some I kept plain. It's all a matter of your personal preference, of course. What you like, what you think your father likes if you're making it for your father, okay? So for this one, I am just leaving it plain and pulling through 2 bands at the same time. I am going to start with, let me see, my turquoise. Very simple. Just make a single chain. Use 1 band or 2 bands to do that. Pull it through and close it up. That's all. That's all I did. I found that looked perfectly cute, and you can keep it all in one color, of course, or alternate colors like I'm doing now. You can make it super long, or maybe you just like it super short. Just do whatever you want to. Beat it, don't beat it, beat it, beat it. Okay, what's next? Purple. Okay, that is how we are finishing the top. And now, of course, there comes the next choice. What do you have laying around to finish off this top part? What you can do if you want to make it really easy is just make a slip knot, pull the front through 2 bands through the back bands, wow, like that. Just make a slip knot and hang it like that. Pull it really tight, of course, right? I'm not doing that now because I want to show you, you can also just put a stitch marker through there, of course, if you want to, or an extra band that you make a slip knot with, or I don't even know where I put it. I have a lot of these key rings laying around that you just put on there. Open it up and just stick it through. Let me see if I can get that on camera. Probably not, knowing myself. I really like using the key change because, I don't know, it just gives it a little bit more of a finished look. But yeah, it is something that I just had laying around, of course. So there. Take my hook out. Wow, super cute, right? It's also cute like this, just to put on your bag and not even put the embellishment on it. I'm really scared that if I have this one on my bag for too long, everything will start falling off. So I'm really careful with my bag now. Usually I throw it around. Oh, but you guys. But now I'm being really careful because I don't want to lose my bells. Okay, now stay hanging here. I'm going to show you how you can finish off the bottom. Okay, now for the finishing touch, of course, which are the little streamers at the bottom here, I'm going to show you how to make the original design first. That is this. This is what Loopy came up with in the first place. So that's with the 7 streamers at the bottom and the pony beads at the end. And of course, you can choose to add less or more of these streamers or use other beads at the end, totally up to you. But this is what Loopy came up with in the first place. I, for one, really like to only add 3 streamers. Because I just like that visually better, but it's totally up to you. This is the original design, however, so we're going to do that first. And I really think that every one of us crafters in our huge pile of crafting supplies has some pony beads in there somewhere, right? If you're anything like me, and most crafters I know, we have all kinds of stuff laying around. So grab some pony beads. And the first thing that you're going to have to do is determine what is the bottom of your Dreamcatcher. So just follow the line from the hanging part at the top and just follow it to approximately what the bottom is of the design. I'm going to choose this stitch over here. Just put my hook through there. I pick up all 4 of those loops of that special stitch. Did I pick up the right one? Let me see. Oh, I picked up one a little bit. Let me see. Let me grab this one. I think that's better. And what we're going to do now is just add some single stitches for the streamer. And of course you can make these however long that you want them to be as well. I believe that Loopy said that he had 6 or 7 for the middle one. I'm not really sure. So I'm just going to add some. I totally winged this and just went by sight. So just add however many that you want to. Just single stitches. Like that. And then for the last one, what he actually did, let me show you, is he pulled through 2 bands at the same time for that last single stitch before the bead, right? It's a little bit more sturdy because we're going to be making a slip knot here. So just pull through 2 bands. So let me do that. Pull 2 bands through. And it looks perfectly cute too, if you ask me. A little bit more of a chunkier bit at the end. And then you're going to grab one single band again and make a slip knot. And that means that you're just pulling it under those loops, close it up, pull the front end through the back end, and give it a good tug. Not too hard so it doesn't snap, like that. And you can even pull your hook out now, like that. And now on this And we're going to have to add our pony bead. So use whatever tool that you can. I also often use this. You've seen me use this before, I think. Piece of beading wire, I think it's called. You can use floss, fishing wire, whatever. If you have a Loomy Loom hook, however, it's very easy to work with pony beads because you can just put the band on your hook and put the pony bead on the other end because it slides through like that. And then you can just pop it over and pull your band through. Like so, you see? Very easy. And what you're going to do to tie off this band and tie your pony bead in, you're going to open up this loop, take your bead out, open up that loop like this with 2 fingers, right? See what I'm doing? Grab that bead and pull it through that loop around your fingers like that. Let go. And that's making another slip knot actually, like that. That's how you add your pony bead on the end of your streamers. Okay, so next I'm going to show you how I made this one with the beads at the end. I'm going to show you how you can make one of these strings, okay? Because the rest is all the same, just like with what we've been doing now. You can just go back to where it said single chain streamers or something like that. I'll put a timestamp there and you can just follow along making these. And now I'm going to show you how you can make one of these streamers. Okay, now the last thing that I'm going to show you is how you can make the middle streamer of this one right here, because it shows you the techniques that I use to add the charms at the bottom and the beads here and the bead in the middle, right? And the outer two are exactly the same as the middle one. They are just a little bit shorter and have a little bit less beads, as you can see, right? So let's do that. Now, the first thing that we're going to have to do again, let me grab another pre-made piece that I have. I didn't even finish the top chain. So the stitch marker is representing the top chain where you hang it from, right? There goes a lot of work in making these tutorials. And as you can probably notice, I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone, but we're hanging in there, aren't we? So again, we're going to have to determine the bottom of our Dreamcatcher. So just follow that line from the thing where you hang it all the way to the bottom and guesstimate what the best stitch is to pick up. I'm going to pick up this one over here. Make sure you pick up all 4 of those loops. 3 and 4 like that. And what I am going to do, I just followed the same pattern or the same colors as I have the rings in, as you can see, right? I just added 10 of these single stitches, but then with 2 bands. You see, so we're going to do that. So I started with my orange because that's the outer ring. Grab 2 bands, come here, there, and just make a single stitch like that. Grab your next color. 2 bands. For me that was purple. Of course you can also keep it all in one color. Doesn't really matter, just do whatever you like best. Choose your dad's favorite colors if you want to give it to him. There we go, my pink. So it's 10 of these stitches in total that I made. I have 5 colors and I went 2 sequences, so that's 10 stitches, okay? And my last one of these doubles. Oh, that's another band. Here we go. Single stitch. There we go. Okay. Now the next band that I added was a single, as you can see here. Before this band here, that's beaded. See? So I grabbed an orange one, just a single band that is a little bit sturdy. Make sure that before you start beading that you determine what band you want to use to put your beads on. Make sure they're a little bit sturdy. I feel like the bands from the Outer Loom refill kits are suitable for this one, to do this I mean. And they are quite sturdy, but you can also use jellies. Jellies are always really nice for beading, so totally up to you. But I just kept using the same colors for this. Let me see what I did then. Then I laid out the pattern here, as you can see. Then I wanted to add my little flower. So what I did after adding my single stitch here is add another single stitch. Of course, you can do this whatever way that you want to do it. I'm just showing you a way to bead, right? Then I grab the beading tool, pulled it through the stitch like that. So I have both loops on my hook. And then you're going to grab your bead, put the ends of your beading tool through the hole and just slide on your bead. And this is why it's really important. As you can see, I have to apply quite some pressure on these loops to get them to come out of the bead on the other side. You see, it's a little bit short, so it is, I mean, the loops are a little bit too short to come out on the other side, so it is a really good idea to use clear jellies or just bands that are really stretchy for this part. Then I'm going to put my hook through here again. There. It's a little bit tight and finicky. Make sure that you have both loops like that. There. And then we want to add our pony beads, as you can see here. Oh, they slide it down a little bit. Well, that's okay actually, because then I can show you what I did. As you can see, I just made a single chain and I slided the bands on there. Now, if you have beads, I slided the beads on there, I mean. If you have beads that have a smaller hole in it, it might be hard to pull two loops through that hole. So I would advise you to make a slip knot on one band. That's what I did with these beads, for example. I made a slip knot. And for the beads with the smaller hole, I could put them on the one loop like that, instead of the double loop, which is actually, see, this is a double loop. And if you make a slip knot, you're left with one single. So your bands won't snap as easily. Okay? I hope I'm explaining that right. So first we're going to add a single chain again, or multiple actually in this case. I think that two will do. Let's just start with one and see what that does, okay? So added a single stitch, and then we're just going to add pony beads until we run out of room. A lot of this is just freestyling. So just use your own imagination. Well, I can fit another bead on this band. Oh, on the other side, Joyce. There we go. Pull those loops through as well. Now I have to add another single stitch. I think two even. To be able to put my next 3 pony beads on there. See, but this is quite easy to do, as you can see. Oh, come here. Never jinx it. As soon as you say something is easy, everything goes wrong. So let me see, another single stitch on there, another pony bead on there, like that. So now I have made this whole section over here, you see. And if you feel like you want to add an extra pony bead because your bands are showing, just do that. I don't really mind having it show a little bit. So now we're going to add a little charm at the end. And I think that I am just going to use this band over here for it. You can also add an extra band over here, but as I have learned now from this is that I actually have quite a bit of room left to add my charm if I would add another single stitch, which I did here at the bottom. right? So that's not really necessary. So I'm just sticking with the one that is poking out here. What I'm going to do is the same thing as I did with the pony beads. I'm going to make with the pony beads of the original design, I mean, at the bottom. So you're going to make a slip knot. Pull it relatively tight, not too tight that it snaps, right? And we're going to do the same thing as we did before. You want to add your charm on this band. Now I chose my little fan for that this time. So I'm grabbing my beading tool, putting that loop on it like this. So I can pull my band through the eye that's on my little charm like that. Take out my beading tool. See, it's exactly the same thing as we've been doing with the pony beads on these. Open up the loop, like so, and pull your charm through that loop, like that, and let go. And that makes a slip knot, you see? And you still have plenty of room left here at the bottom, as you can see, right? But just wiggle with it a little bit. Oh, Shantara wants to steal my Dreamcatcher. Stop it, you. And that's it. That's how you make one of the streamers. See? Wasn't too hard, right? Now you can just go totally crazy and bonkers and get totally obsessed with it like I did and make a whole lot of these. And of course, all these different beads use a little bit of a different technique to get them on, depending on how big your hole is in the bead. And here I just slip knotted some shells on, as you can see, right? Just go crazy, but that's it. That's how you make the Dreamcatcher. There you have it. Beautiful Dreamcatcher by Loopy Studio 736. Well, that was it for today, my loony dreamers. I hope you all had fun making this beautiful Dreamcatcher, and I can't wait to see what you're going to use to personalize yours. Now, when you have made your creations and you post them on the socials, please do not forget to tag me and Loopy in the pictures and use the hashtags you see on your screen right now, so we get to see them too. And of course, I'll post these tags in the box below as usual as well. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel so I know you want me to keep making tutorials for you. You can find the button right here on your screen. It's always so quiet in my comments and it's so crazy. While I'm filming this, I almost have 300 subscribers on YouTube. So I know that you're watching my videos because I can see that, of course, but I'm always talking into the void, you know, it's totally crazy. Yeah, it's just amazing that you all seem to be liking what I'm doing so much. But yeah, please don't be shy. And if you want to say anything, tell me anything, put it in the comments down below, of course. Come find me on Instagram too for more of my content and creations. You'll find the link to that in the description box below as well, of course. I often give sneak peeks over there of upcoming designs and tutorials and other stuff, usually in my stories or highlights. If you have any questions or comments, I already said it. Or if you have made a design of your own you want me to make a tutorial for, please don't be shy. Feel free to message me here on Messenger, on Instagram, anywhere you can find me. Always send me a private message if you want to. Don't worry, you're always welcome with me. Stay tuned. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss anything. Happy Father's Day again, everyone. Stay colorful, stay creative, but most of all, stay loony. That's all, folks.